Components of emotional process. In this video, we'll be seeing the components of emotional process. Emotion can be termed as an episode. Emotion can be termed as an episode that is complex as well as having multiple components. So emotion can be termed as an episode that is complex as well as having multiple components. There are six main components of emotional process. These are discussed as follows. So first is cognitive appraisal, then subjective experience, thought and action tendencies, internal bodily changes, facial expressions, and response to emotion. Now cognitive appraisal. Cognitive appraisal is how your brain decides what a situation means to you personally. How your brain, so cognitive appraisal is what it is, how your brain decides what a situation means to you personally. This decision is what starts your emotional reaction. Now let's understand this by an example. Let's say a dog is running towards you. If you love dogs, you might or you if you have had good experiences with them, then you might think, oh, it's coming to play. This feels positive and personally meaningful, so you feel happy or excited. But if you have had bad experiences with dogs or are scared with them, you might think, oh no, it might bite me. That's also personally meaningful, but in a negative way. This first point was in a positive way. This is in a negative way. So you feel afraid. And if you don't care much about dogs, so if you don't care much about dogs and don't see it as a threat or a joy, you might think it's just a random dog. You may feel nothing special, like you're afraid or you're happy. You may feel nothing special here. The same situation, a dog running toward you can lead to different emotions. We just saw the dog is running towards you, but it may like it led to different emotions. In one, like in the first one, you're happy. In the second one, you're afraid. In the third one, you felt nothing special, depending on what it means to you personally. So the same situation, a dog running toward you, can lead to different emotions depending on what it means to you personally. So in the first you saw, you had good experiences, so like you took it as positively and you felt happy. In the next one you had bad experiences with the dogs, that's why it was like you took it in a negative way. You felt afraid, and in the third one it's nothing special. That personal meaning is your so that personal meaning is what it is, your cognitive appraisal, and it starts the rest of the emotional process. Now, subjective experience. This is related to the affective state or the feeling tone that is brought by the emotion. Subjective experience means how you personally feel the emotion inside you. It's your inner emotional experience, like feeling scared, happy, sad, angry, excited. So, subjective experience means what? How you personally feel the emotion inside you. Like feelings like scared, happy, sad, angry, excited. This feeling is called your affective state or feeling tone. It's what the emotion feels like to you in your own mind and body. Now let's continue that example of dog. You see a dog running toward you. You appraise the situation it might attack. That leads to a subjective experience of fear. You feel afraid inside, your chest tightens or your heart races. Subjective experience is the personal inner feeling. Subjective experience is a personal inner feeling that comes from the emotion what it feels like to you. Thought and action tendencies. At this stage, the individual will display an urge to think in a particular manner or take certain actions. For example, so in this stage, in what will the individual do? It will display an urge. It will display an urge to think in a particular manner or take certain actions. For example, when an individual is angry, he or she may act in a manner that is aggressive. Now let's continue the dog example. If you feel afraid from dogs, it's like if you have had bad experiences with the dog, if you feel afraid, you may think, I have to get away. You may feel the urge to run or protect yourself. Internal bodily changes. They are physiological reactions mainly involving the autonomic nervous system. Thus there could be changes in heart rate, or the individual may start perspiring. For example, when a person is angry, he or she may breathe faster. If you're afraid, and let's continue the dog's example. If you're afraid of the dog, your heart beats faster. You see, it's like a bodily changes. Your heart beats faster if you are afraid of the dog. Your breathing gets quicker. You might sweat. You might feel tense. Your body is getting ready to run or defend itself if you are happy to see the dog. And if you're happy to say, this will happen if you're afraid of dogs. But if you're happy to see the dog, you might feel relaxed. Your heart feels warm. You might breathe more easily. Facial expressions. In this, there is movement in the facial landmarks like cheeks, lips, noses, and so on. For example, when an individual is happy, he or she will smile, just like you saw in the first one, right? This first cognitive appraisal. If you love dogs, you when you become happy or excited, you might smile, right? So that's what the facial expressions is. In this, there is movement in facial landmarks like cheeks, lips, noses, and so on. For example, when an individual is happy, he or she will smile. Response to emotion. This is the final outward reaction, how you respond or express your emotion through actions. So this is the final outward reaction, how you respond or express your emotion through actions. If you are afraid of the dog, you might scream, you step back or run away. You might say help a dog. You might call for help. If you're happy to see the dog, you might call out to it. You might call out to the dog. You laugh or you pet the dog and say, hey buddy. This is the full expression of your emotion. What other people can see, hear, or feel from you. This is the full expression of your emotion. Response to emotion. This is the full expression of your emotion, uh, and this other people can see, hear, or feel from you. Components of emotion. Now let's see the ending part. Any emotion you feel, like fear, anger, joy, is made up of all six components. So the six components we just saw. So any emotion you feel like fear, anger, or joy, it is made up of all these six components we just saw. But this can be grouped into three big parts, which are physiological component, cognitive component, and behavioral component. The physiological component. This is what happens inside your body when you feel an emotion. Example. So the physiological component. This is what happens inside your body when you feel an emotion. For example, when you're scared or angry, your heart beats faster or you may sweat and your body gets tense. This is called sympathetic arousal. Your body gets ready to fight or run. This is the physiological component. Now, cognitive component. This is about how you think during an emotion. How you think during an emotion. What meaning you give the situation. Give to the situation. Example, if you're afraid, you might believe you're in danger. If you're angry, you might believe someone is treating you unfairly. Behavior, now behavioral component. This is how you act or respond to this emotion. So these components, like in behavioral component, this is how you act or respond to the emotion, what others can see you doing. If you're afraid, you may try to avoid the situation, run away or hide. People can see this. If you're angry, you may show attack behavior, which is like yell, argue, or fight. So this is like others can see you doing. Behavioral component. This is how you act or respond to the emotion and what others can see you doing. Anger. Let's take the anger example. Physiological, your body becomes alert. So this physiological component, your body becomes alert, fast heartbeat, tense muscles, sympathetic plus parasympathetic arousal. Cognitive, then cognitive component, you think this is unfair or I'm being mistreated. And then behavioral, you feel like fighting back, maybe shouting or acting aggressively. Every emotion, fear, anger, joy, etc., is a mix of these three: body reaction, physiological, thoughts and beliefs, cognitive, and actions and urges to act, behavioral. So physiological, cognitive, and behavioral. So emotion isn't just a feeling. Emotion isn't just a feeling. It's a full body and mind experience. And that is it for this video. I'll give you some time to take the screenshot if you want to. Now I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel.